I think we've been told enough times what's easier, and that's by trading your skins at TradeSkinsFast.com. Using a new balance feature on the site, I can trade all my smaller skins into a bright pink unicorn glowing thing and have my remaining balance on the site. They even feature the lowest trade fee too, guys. The link is in the top of the description. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video where today I'll be talking about whether it's possible to reach the final tier of service medal within 1 year. As of from the previous years, rarely did anyone actually get more than the second tier, with the highest reported badge that I've ever seen or heard of was tier 4, and there are actually 6 tiers, and as even for some years there's 7 tier of service medal. Now through this video I'll be using different assumptions based on data found in CSGO, and the results that we pull should approximately reflect the true results, but as usual with these types of informational videos, not everything here is going to be perfect, as we do have knowledge gaps from both Valve and also from the round wins, and average game lengths will vary depending on player to player, so use this as a baseline. So to start, what is the service medal? Well, it's a reward given out for reaching the maximum profile rank, which is level 40. You can level up your profile rank by filling your experience bar, and once you hit level 40 you'll get the option to restart from the beginning and claim 1 service medal. There are different ascending tiers of the service medal, with the 2016 and 2017 medals going up to tier 7, but Valve realized how ridiculous it was to earn that badge, so for 2018 it only goes up to tier 6. So in this video I'll be focusing mostly on the tier 6 just because that's what we should focus on now for 2018. So how much experience is needed to reach the highest tier? Well, to reach level 40 you need to earn a total of 196,000 experience points, as the gap is 5,000 per experience level, but between level 0 and 1 this is only 1,000 experience. So to reach the tier 7 medal for 2017, this was a total of 1,372,000 experience, but for the tier 6 28 badge this is only 1,176,000 total experience. Now in terms of how much that really is, for the 2018 tier 6 badge this is a total of 22,600 XP per week. So how long would it really take to earn that much experience? Well, to find out we need to know how much experience is gained on average modes. Now for competitive mode, the experience you earn is dependent on your round score, and then how fast you earn this is dependent on how long the game lasts. Now this is where the main assumptions come into play. So for looking around online and from my own experience in about 500 competitive matches, it seems that loads of people agree that the average competitive match time will last about 50 minutes long. So this is going to be the time basis for the competitive match, but what about the scoreline? So for this I will assume that the scoreline will be a solid 16 to 10, and the win rate I'm going to set at exactly 50%. So say you win 16 to 10, then you lose 16 to 10 over and over, and this is what we're going to have to assume. And this is what's going to make the video that little bit inaccurate, as it's pretty much impossible to know from one person to the next what score they'll get, because one person might forever win 16-0, they might just be a god, or they might just be hacking on CSGO, and then you get another person who might never really win that much. They might have a 20% win rate and it might be 16 to 3 for most of their games. So for competitive mode, the experience gained is 30 multiplied by the amount of rounds won. So at a 50% average win rate for a 16-10 scoreline, this would mean an average of 13 rounds won, which is 390 experience per game, and at an average of a 50-minute game, this is about 7.8 experience per minute. Now if we compare this to the other modes, it's actually a lot more difficult than you may seem, because all of the other modes are based on personal score instead of just how well your team performs by a round basis. And as much as I would love to calculate this for the other game modes, I've actually found someone on Reddit who's posted an Excel sheet and already done this, and they found similar results to the ones I have found myself. However, this doesn't include Wingman, so I'll be using their data and modifying it in the next section. So here is the sheet that the guy had made. From this we can see that Deathmatch and Demolition are the worst game modes to grind out, which makes sense as the score is difficult to pick up and not much multiplier is given for your reward. Now the competitive experience per minute that they have calculated is a little lower than the one that I have calculated, because they're assuming the average amount of rounds won is 12 rounds, whereas mine is 13. But again, this comes down to how each player performs and how each team performs. What's extremely interesting about this though is how high Arms Race is rated on this list, with an almost 3 experience per minute above the other 4 game modes. So is this really correct? Well, I'll get back to this point after we talk about something that we've forgotten to mention up to this point now, and that's the weekly bonus. So from using the data collected by Taylor Rules on Reddit and 3Clicks Philip video on the experience system linked below, we can see that you receive a 3 times experience experience bonus up to about 3,500 XP, and then a 1 times experience bonus for the next 1,500 XP. So what Taylor then calculated was by earning 2,667 base XP, then you will get an exact 5,000 full bonus experience. And then it is also thought that when you collect about 11,200 total experience, you will then get hit by the reduced multiplier, which some of you may or may not have seen before, but basically Valve have implemented it to stop people leveling up too fast, and it limits the amount of experience you get when completing a game. This figure comes from a guide on Steam by Thirst, which has also helped provide some of the information in this video. So what this means is that at the start of the week, you'll earn your base 2,667 worth of XP, then you'll get a 5,000 experience bonus, bringing your total experience earned to 7,667. Then after you've earned the remaining 3,533 to bring you to the 11,200 experience cap, you will then earn experience about 5.7 times slower than usual. Now for those of you who just got bombarded with numbers and you still can't make sense of it, then here is a table that I created to show you how many hours per day for an entire year it would take playing each of the different game modes to reach the tier 6 badge. And as you can see on this table, I've also added the information for Wingman 2. If you're actually interested about how this is calculated, I'll be leaving a link in the description to this exact Excel sheet where you can see for yourself and you can put in your own numbers, but pretty much it's finding out how long it would take to earn experience on the 3 different stages: when you have a triple XP boost, when you have a single XP boost, and when you have the reduced experience. So from this you can see the amount of hours you'd have to put into CSGO every day just to achieve the tier 6 badge, and how many hours of game time this is for a whole year. For example, you'd have to play 7,927 hours of competitive matches in a year, which is roughly 22 hours every day for a whole year just to get the tier 6 badge, and that's not even including loading time. So as you can tell, that's pretty much impossible because that gives you 2 hours to sleep every day, and even if you factor in the waiting and loading times, it might actually be impossible even if you had people rotating between your account. Now back to my arms race point that I made before. So I managed to win 3 of my 4 played games, scoring a total of 285 over a total time of 23 minutes 30 seconds, which includes the warm-up time. So if I put this data into the calculator as shown, I was actually running at about 17.8 base experience per minute, which is over double that of any other game mode. So if I was running at that rate, I could get the tier 6 badge in only 3,200 hours of work in a year, which is roughly only 9 hours a day, which is a lot better, but it's still completely insane. Now keep in mind, all of these values are for the tier 6 2018 badge. So again, as I mentioned, the final tier for 2017 would require a further 196,000 experience. Unsurprisingly, no one ever had to find out because no account even got close to this. So is this really acceptable from Valve? If a CSGO account has to be running 18 hours a day on arms race gameplay, which would probably take a full 10-man team with shift rotations for an entire year just to achieve this final badge, then this is obviously just completely ridiculous how much work is required, and personally I think there needs to be more ways of earning the experience, or the badges just have to have lower experience caps. Now obviously it could just be there as a goal for players to aim for and never reach, but at least this video shows you just how much work it would really take to achieve this badge. And in the end, all it ever does is a little in-game icon that probably not many people would pick up, and the difference between the tier 6 badge and the tier 5 badge is honestly so much of a little difference that no one would want to put in that much effort. Another workaround to the experience problem could be increasing the Overwatch experience cap, which is currently at 400 experience for doing any amount of cases per week, which just seems a bit too low, and if you raise this figure to around 1,000 to 1,500, it will encourage more players to complete Overwatch cases, and if they added a reworked UI about how much experience players have earned and how far they are off their cap, then this would make it much more enjoyable to do. So to conclude, the tier 6 and tier 7 badges for one single person to complete is pretty much impossible unless you're dedicating 18 plus hours a day to the game for an entire year on just arms race. One thing to note is just think about how much money an account would be worth if someone managed to get the tier 6 badge for 2018. Now a lot of the video's idea and a lot of the help came from a great friend of mine on Steam, Dare Phantom. Now he gave me all the statistics and helped me find the sites that correlate to a lot of this information, so I'm going to be dedicating this video to him as he's also helped me a lot in the past. So you can check out his YouTube link in the description as well, and just a big thanks to him for helping out. Either way guys, thanks for watching another video, and if you have any thoughts or suggestions of more types of video, then throw them in the comments below, and if you don't have any more questions, then I will see you in the next video.